This is the Aeneid. We're going to do lines 395 to 425 of Book 6. Uh, Aeneas and the Sibyl have approached the boatman Charon, and he has seen them come up and told them basically to get lost. Um, Starting back a little bit so we know what's going on with these three lines in red here. He's talked about Hercules and in one instance, and Theseus and Pirithous in another one. He basically said he wasn't happy to see those guys, and therefore I'm not happy to see you. Starting off, this Ille, he's just given us two examples. Ille is going to refer to the one further away, meaning Alcadin, which is refers to Hercules. This he down here, which we'll get to later, refers to Theseus and his pal. So he, that one, sought. We're going to need to put the guard of Tartarus into chains with his hand from the throne of the king himself. The king is Pluto, the king of the underworld, and dragged him away trembling. Might be good to put this quay in the beginning here, dragged him from the throne of the king himself, trembling. These guys, meaning Theseus, sought or attacked or rose up to lead away the mistress of Pluto again from the marriage bed, the marriage chamber. So Theseus was trying to take Proserpina away from Pluto. We see quotation here, so Charon stops talking. The Amphrysian prophetess, meaning the Sibyl, spoke these words, a linking queer here, in return, briefly. Here, we're going to put a sunt in here. There are no such treacheries. Cease to be moved, as in emotionally moved. Cease to be upset. And our weapons do not bring violence or force. With this liket and the liket down here, we need to put an ut in there to go with teriat and then serwet, two subjunctive verbs. So it is allowed that the huge doorkeeper terrify bloodless or pale shadows, the pale shadows, barking eternally. Take that as an adverb in the cave. It is allowed, but again, that Proserpina, or chaste Proserpina, may keep to the threshold of her uncle. Patrui is from patruus, not pater. It means uncle, a second declension word. Trojan Aeneas, distinguished in devotion and arms, descends to the shadows, to the deepest shadows of Erebus, another word for the underworld, to his father. If no image, no picture of such great devotion moves you yet or then, let you recognize this branch. She reveals the branch, the golden bough, which lay hidden in her clothing. Then, at that time, now we're jumping to Charon's heart here. Then his heart, swollen from anger, resides or settles. You could also say settles from anger. And not more words. We're going to put a dicta sunt here, are said. Not any more things are said by these people. So nobody says anything more. Ille, Charon, admiring the venerable gift of the fated branch of the fated wand. This is a wirga, which means like a twig or a wand or a branch, not wirgo. Um, Now, this whole phrase right here, having been seen a long time ago, is maybe a good way to do it, but having been seen afterward by a long time. Uh, not totally sure, we're not totally sure what this is a reference to, but clearly Charon had seen the golden bough before, long time before. So he, admiring all this, etc., turns the green blue stern of the ship and approaches to the bank. Dative of direction here. From there, he drives away the other spirits, which were sitting pair along the long yuga is a yoke here. It means yoke, but it's the ridge of the bank. And he loosens the doorway to the boat, the gangplank to the boat. At the same time, he receives huge Aeneas, huge Aeneas in the boat. The boat, the skiff, groans under his weight, sewn together. So the boat is, this kumbha, the skiff, is made of animal hides sewn together. Apparently they're not sewn together very well because it's got a lot of holes in it. And also it's, Aeneas is alive, living, and a lot heavier than one of, or even a lot of these souls together. And the skiff, the skiff full of cracks, receives much water and much marsh water. At last, it, meaning the skiff, puts out both seer and man safely, or safe, across the river on the unformed or on the formless mud and in the grayish seagrass. Cerberus, huge Cerberus, makes this kingdom echo with his three-throated barking, lying back enormous in the opposing cave. To it, linking Qui here, to it, the prophetess, seeing, go to indirect statement here, seeing that its necks, neuter plural thing, its necks shudder with snakes now. Apparently, Cerberus has snakes around each neck, and they're moving here, so that's why it's shuddering. So she throws at it. She throws a cake made sleep-inducing with honey and drugged grain. So she throws it a nice doggy biscuit filled with some sort of drugs that put it to sleep. He, or it, opening up its triple throats, or its three throats, with rabid hunger, snatches up the thrown cake, going back to the cake, and it loosens its huge bodies. So all the tension comes out of its body. It loosens up and it passes out. Poured on the ground, and it is stretched out, huge, on the whole in the whole cave, taking up the whole cave. Aeneas seizes the entrance with the guard having been buried in sleep. climbs up, evade is not a good way to do this, climbs up the bank of the irretraceable waters, unable to be crossed again is what that means. So irretraceable waves.